Welcome back, Awakening Beauties. I'm so happy to be with you today in this Get Ready With Me where I'm trying some new makeup. Some of it's new on the market, some of it's been on the market, but it's new to me because I've never tried it. So let's get into it. In today's video, I am fulfilling my purple fantasies. As many of you, if you've been on my channel for at least the past few months, will know that I had a shocking revelation when I did this eyeshadow look from one of my old Urban Decay palettes, and I was blown away at how much I liked purple eyeshadow on me. And I made a video, am I a purple girl now? Well, as you can see, I have found a purple top. I've only bought one, and I will link it below. And in fact, I will link all of the products below. None of this video is sponsored, but I do have affiliate links that if you choose to use them, I'd appreciate that. I'll earn a small commission on it and make back some money off of all the money I've been spending. So it started with this. One of my subscribers recommended this brand on Amazon, and these are eyeshadow sticks. And I saw they had 2 or 3 different combinations that had purples. So I chose this one, and I'll show you these when we get to them. That's where it started. But the other thing that I've been really wanting to try is another foundation stick, because I love my Bosma foundation stick, but it is a little pricey. So I've seen that a couple of drugstore priced foundation sticks have recently been released. One of them being the Milani Conceal and Perfect. So I'm very excited. I don't know that this is the right color for me, but we're gonna make it work. I also picked up the Milani primer, the Conceal and Perfect primer, that I've heard you're supposed to wear this with the foundation stick. So I'm gonna try that out as well. I went hog wild over at Target, and I also bought this, which is, I'm not gonna be able to try in this video, and unfortunately, but it's the Maybelline Grippy Primer, because I'm going to be using the Milani, so I don't want to use both of them. This, I think, is new, Versed. They came out with these blush and bronzer sticks. This one is more of a blush color. I got it in the color Pinch, so excited to see what that looks like. I don't know, this kind of looks, we'll have to see. I haven't even opened it yet, but I was looking for something that would go with this eyeshadow look. Hopefully this will work with this. And this is new. This is the Maybelline Bubble Mascara. And it's buildable, inflated volume, sleek separation. Let's hope it doesn't flake or smudge. I gotta say, for all of these products, I'm really taking a risk because tonight I'm going out to dinner to celebrate my husband's birthday. So I hope that my makeup lasts through dinner. I did pick up another blush stick from Wet n Wild. I don't know if this is a new release or not, but it's new to me. I had never seen it before, so we're gonna have to see. I may end up using this one because it's definitely more in the plum realm. I think it might be better with this look, so we'll have to just wait and see when we get there. And look at this monster. Look how big this is. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder. I think this is a newer release, and I've heard really good things about it. Tati has said that this is a great drugstore option, so we're gonna try that. And then for my lips, the only thing I brought in here is, this is not new on the market. This is the L'Oreal Satin Lipstick, which I've gotta say, I've never used this formula. I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a L'Oreal lipstick. This color is called Tickled Pink, so that will be my lip color for this look. So I've already done all my skin prep along with my SPF on this 52-year-old face, and I'm gonna start in with the primer. I hope there's nothing special that I need to know about this primer. Wow. It comes with a spatula and the lid, which is kind of innovative. I'm just gonna take a little bit. Actually, let me just put it on one side first so I can see what it does. It feels pretty wet going on, like wetter than I was expecting. I can see a little bit of blurring going on. Okay, let me just finish the other side. I really like how that spatula comes out. That's pretty cool. This has a little cap on it when you take it off, which is nice because it tells you to replace that clear inner cap every time because it'll help it from drying out. So I just want to feel this on the back of my hand. And that's the color. Yeah, it's very light. Just gonna pick up a little bit with my brush and just start stippling it in. It has a very creamy consistency. I really like the way it's feeling going on. Generally, I do take these straight to my face, so let me just take it right up here like that. I thought I picked the right color, but this is very kind of pink and cool for me. I thought I picked a warm color because this is the color warm neutral. I would think that would be a good one for me. I feel like I'm having a hard time getting it to stick right up in here. Okay, we're gonna go to town. We're gonna really try to get it on there. Get it on my nose. I'm trying a new approach. It does have a, like I said, a very silicone kind of consistency, but it feels very creamy on the skin. I hope it doesn't dry down matte or very drying because I do tend to have dry skin. I know I look very shiny under these lights and with my skincare, but my skin is combination leaning slightly dry at times. I do feel like it's making me very, very pale when I have a little bit of a self-tan going. So not quite the right color. But so far, I'm liking the formula. I don't like it as much as my Bosma foundation stick. It is sitting a little bit on top of my skin, especially on my nose. When I'm looking at it from a distance though, I definitely like it has a luminosity. It does have a luminosity to it, and it looks nice and it feels slightly tacky, but that might dry down. Just wondering if I should try to build up a little bit on my nose. Let's see what it's like with the fingers. I'm gonna switch to my stands out sponge. Yeah, I do feel like it's not blending in with the skin as well as my Bosma foundation stick does. It's sort of sitting a little bit on top, but it's one I will continue to, I'm sure I'll continue to use. I will come back and do reviews at some point, giving you final thoughts of products that I've been trying. So I don't like to do a one and done where I never talk about a product again. So eventually I'll get back to talking about all the products that I've been trying lately. And for my concealer, I'm just gonna use my House Labs. I'm trying not to use too much. I feel like I always go in with too much concealer. I'm gonna let that set for just a minute and dry down just slightly. I do wanna sort of powder my lids. I'm not gonna use a primer on my lids because I really wanna see how these eyeshadow sticks do on their own without any eyeshadow primer. So like I said, today is my husband's birthday, so he doesn't know it yet, but we're going to the melting pot for dinner. He knows that we're going to dinner, and he knows that my nephews and one of my nephew's wives is coming, but he doesn't know where we're going. But I bet, because he loves the melting pot, that's like his go-to place. If you guys don't know what the melting pot is, it's a fondue restaurant where you cook your food at your table. It's just a nice place to go when you're celebrating something. All right, I'm dying to get into these. I feel like I need to set my under eyes. So let me go ahead and try this Wet n Wild. Ah, no. I'm wearing white pants and I just got pink powder. Not only on my shirt, but on my pants. Let me see if I can get it off with micellar water. Okay. Hopefully disaster has been averted. I cleaned them and soaked them and hung them back up to dry so that I can wear them to dinner. We don't leave for a few more hours, so it should be okay. All right, I'm using this Wet n Wild photo focus. That looks good. Wow. I was not expecting that. That looks really good. Wow. That looks amazing. I am sort of blown away. Let's see how it lasts. I mean, you know, first impression, so we'll see how it lasts, but that looks amazing. All right, so these come in sets on Amazon. Luxaza, I think is the name of the company. I don't know how to say it. So like I said, one of you, I think it was Esther. Was it Esther? No, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting your name right now. But here is what they look like in right out of the box. So I'm gonna swatch these so we can see what the colors look like. Okay, so that's the colors swatched. Really, really beautiful colors. This is almost an iridescent color. This one is the most matte, I would say, of all of them. The rest of them seem more satin, very creamy. I'm gonna give that a second and give it a minute and see how it dries down. But I think I'm gonna stay in like maybe this range right here. I might end up using this one too. But this is what they look like. They look very luxurious. They have this like sort of crystal shaped cap. And on the bottom, they have a little brush. That's handy. I might end up using that brush. I might not. We'll probably try it out. They still feel a little tacky. It's been a couple of minutes since I put them on. You definitely have time to work with them. They're not drying down super fast. So yeah, I'm gonna start with this color here. They're not named. The colors, there's no color names on them. Just sort of sweep it across the eye. Don't really like that brush. I'm not gonna use that brush. I think they could have done without the brush. Yeah, they're not drying down as much as I would have liked them to, because that's been about 3 minutes. I would have liked it to have been a little more dried down by then. So hopefully these won't just slip and slide all over my eyes. Yeah, it's sort of like blending away to nothing when I go to blend it with a brush. I'm sorry, these are kind of disappointing. Yeah, very patchy. Hopefully I can do a good enough look that I won't have to go in and redo my makeup before we go to dinner. That's why I did this early, because I had no idea what these might turn out like. Not the best. Sorry. I hope I'm not offending the person that recommended these to me, but these just aren't that good. Not compared to Laura Mercier or Bobbi Brown. I mean, I do love that color. I'm gonna try this more reddish color because I just want to add like a little red tone in there. I kind of feel like you shouldn't have to use an eyeshadow primer, and like with the Laura Mercier or the Bobbi Brown, I don't have to use an eyeshadow primer. Yeah, it's completely breaking up on my eye. And it's still wet on the back of my hand, as you can see. All right, new plan. I'm going to have to go take this eye makeup off and do something else. Okay, new plan. I went and got that Urban Decay palette. So definitely I'm not gonna recommend those. I recently tried Too Faced and I only have one color, but this one was really good. Some other eyeshadow sticks I've tried recently, L'Oreal. Even L'Oreal was better than those. I also have the CoverGirl Clean. Even those are better than this other brand. So unfortunately, I guess I'm just stuck with it, which is fine. Sometimes things don't work out. At least I know I won't waste my money on any more of those palettes. Yeah, if they don't dry down and they're too slippy and slidey and then they break up, you know, before they've even had a chance to set down. That's not a good thing. I'm using my MAC paint pot in the color Painterly to just prime my eyelids. And I don't really think it would have made a difference. I obviously am going to try them on a separate occasion, not here, because now the stakes are too high. And I need to get a nice eyeshadow look for dinner tonight. So I'll try them at some other point. Probably tomorrow when I don't have anywhere to go. Tomorrow is my big packing day. I'm getting ready to go to Peru, which I've mentioned a few times that I'm going on this trip. So I'm filming a ton of content. Probably when this goes up, I will actually be back from my trip to Peru. But I just wanted to have things ready to go because I have a feeling that when I get back, I'm not gonna really feel like filming content for at least a week or two. Just integrating back into life because I'm going on like a meditation retreat. I've shown this look before and I'm basically doing the same look as I showed a few months ago. I think I'm just gonna probably speed right through this part and meet you on the other side. This may be a complete error too, but I kind of want to brighten up my under eyes. I know I already set my eyes, but what the heck, you know? We're deep into it right now. I'm gonna just see if I can brighten up my inner corner and under my eyes. I'm using the Revlon Glimmer Brightener. You know, this will be a good test to see how it interacts with that powder. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes you can put cream over powder and it won't like really disturb it. That actually worked okay. Just gonna set it a little bit again. For my brows, I'm just gonna use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and we'll speed through this. You don't need to see my brows. This is the boring part. I am looking to try some new sculpting product because I only have two and I don't have like cream bronzers, and I'm looking for recommendations. So if you have any recommendations for me, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm just using my e.l.f. bronze and contour. This has been my favorite. This is my go-to for every day. But now that we're into summer, I'm thinking about some cream bronzers because I've only used powdered bronzers. I'm gonna clean up both sides. This is just the house slabs, and I'm just using it to clean up the edge here and to cover that freckle. Okay, so I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Camo Bronzer. This will help that foundation look a little better. It doesn't look terrible. I've had to go back and forth to my bathroom with all of the disasters I've had so far filming this video. So I was looking in the mirror and I was like, yeah, it doesn't look terrible. I'm gonna take some of this and just use it under my eyes to create a little shadow. This is a little trick that helps to disguise any fine lines that you might have. You can use eyeshadow or bronzer, whatever you have on hand. Just gonna contour my nose a little bit. I'm getting smart. I'm taking it on a brush first and not just trying to put it on my, although it you know, the end result is the same. Whether I put this directly to my face and then blend it out, it actually looks the same. I might want to add a little bit of a highlight back. And then I just used the Revlon on it for that. Now I brought in the 3 purple eyeliners that I have. This is Persona in Plum. That's really nice. This is the Almay in Pure Plum. It's the Almay. It's a little darker. Kind of like that. And this is Urban Decay Rockstar, which is even darker. I think I'm gonna go with the Almay. But before I do that, something I've been doing and will probably now forevermore do is tight lining around my lash line with this waterproof black eyeliner. I'm using the one from Sephora. It's waterproof. It is really good. It does not transfer and it lasts all day. So I'm just gonna line the upper lash line with this. I am gonna use the Persona because it's a little softer of a gel, and see if I can get closer to the, yeah, this is working better. It's lighter color, but I'm getting closer to the lash line. I'm just trying to cover any lightness of my skin or makeup right at the lash line to make the lashes look a little thicker. Perfect. Now it comes down to these two blush colors. Let's take a look at what they look like. And if you know me, you know I love a cream blush. So this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Blush in the color Current Jam. That's very pretty. Okay, and this is Versed and the color Pinch. Well, I thought this was gonna be way more orange. It looks more orangey. Is it just me, or does this look more orangey than when I swatched it? And I can tell that the Versed seems more emollient. Like this is a little drier. The Wet n Wild is a little drier. They both have quite a bit of luminosity. The Versed seems a little more sheer and is a little more emollient, like it's maybe gonna take longer to dry down. I'm gonna use the Versed. I may end up using a little bit of the Wet n Wild too, but this is the one I was really excited to try. So, you know, you can take it on the back of your hand. I'm sort of mixing them instead of applying it directly to your face, and then take it to a brush, or you can take it to your brush. But to blend it into the bristles, you really kind of want to stamp it and work it in before you go into your face. That way you'll get a more even distribution. I feel like I definitely could build this up to be a little bit darker, and I really like that. I think that's like very natural. I'm not necessarily going for natural in this look, so I am gonna take some of the Wet n Wild color. I'm gonna keep it more towards the back. That's kind of pretty though, the way that kind of gradates, a gradation, keeping it lighter in the front. And you want to stamp it. You know, you don't want to use swiping motions. I see some people on the YouTubes swiping things, and I'm just like, no, you don't want to swipe. You run the risk of just lifting up the product underneath when you're swiping. I like that. That's very pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face with this Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I am really impressed with this Wet n Wild. And I'm taking it over there because I want to take down some of that glow. It's just a little too glowy, but this is really nice. I'm gonna set with the Urban Decay All Nighter. Now I'm gonna try this. This is probably the thing that makes me the most nervous, because mascara is a lot harder to take off if you hate it. Washable mascara, Colossal Bubble, made to bubble up every lash, sleek separation, a custom inflator comb. Is that what it says? Inflator comb brush, made with bristles that inflate and comb through every single lash. A lash inflating formula for buildable volume and smooth application with a lightweight feel. Smudge resistant. Flake resistant. Smear resistant. All day wear. Well, that makes me nervous. I don't believe you, but we will see. There's a lot on this brush. I'm just gonna be careful. I'm gonna go in slow. I'm gonna take a lot of the excess off. This is a thick formula, and there's so much, and it's so thick. I don't know if this is gonna pick up on camera or not. I don't think it's focusing. I don't know if that focused or not. It looks blurry. What I can see from my little mirror behind my phone. I still record with my iPhone, but that lash looks really good. Well, it looked good from a distance. I looked at it up close, and I need to take some of that off. So I like to keep these little guys handy to remove, because it's making them very clumpy This is not the kind of formula that I like, but we gotta move forward. I still feel like, I mean, there's so much. I don't know why I can't get it to focus. I don't think I locked it. You know how you can lock the focus? I don't think I did that. So I got very excited because I have a mirror in front of me that's about 18 inches away. And in the mirror, my lashes looked phenomenal. Then I looked up close and I said, uh-oh, not phenomenal. I am definitely not putting these on my lower lash line. I should know better than to try a mascara as a first impression. There is just so much product around that hole. I don't know if it's showing up. I don't know. I don't think it's focusing when I put that up close. Colossal bubble. I think this is a colossal failure for me. For my lip liner, I'm going to use the Sephora Collection 8 Hour, the color Touch of Rose. I think it'll go with the lipstick. This is what, Touch of Pink? This is the L'Oreal Tickled Pink. That looks great compared to my eye color. Oh, I was not expecting this color to look like this. I wasn't expecting it to be so blue. I am gonna do a little contour here. I will say I love how creamy this is. It feels very hydrating. I really like this formula. And there's something very familiar about it, which means I probably have in my past life somewhere bought a L'Oreal lipstick. All right, well, here is the finished look. I have some feelings about some of these products that I tried today. This Conceal and Perfect primer from Milani, I'm just gonna have to keep using, but I think it works pretty good, especially in tandem with the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Skin Tint Stick. And again, the color isn't terrible. It wasn't a terrible match for me. And I really did like the formula. Like I said, I did feel like it was sitting a little bit on top of my skin and wasn't setting down as well, or like melding with my skin as well as something like the Bosma foundation stick does. But for the price and for the drugstore, I really think that this is a good product, actually. It was hydrating and not mattifying, but yeah, it also wasn't too glowy. I think it was just a nice in-between kind of finish. So I think this is pretty good. I will get back to you, and I always pin a comment, or I try to pin a comment with my final thoughts on products or my most recent thoughts on products by the time the video goes up. So look out for that. This is blowing me away. This Wet n Wild, and it was the last one, and they didn't have it at one Target, and I found it at another one, and it was the only one there. And I am really impressed with this. I don't know that this is a new product. I don't know when it came out, but this is really good. Both of these worked really well. Like I said, the Versed seemed to be a little more dewy, a little more radiant and emollient, a little wetter and not as dry of a formula as the Wet n Wild Mega Glow. And this one is supposed to have vitamin E in it, the Mega Glow. The Versed has jojoba seed oil and fatty acid complex. So everybody's doing skincare infused products nowadays. But I think that looked good. I mean, I think that they really worked well together. And I liked that little gradient that we got, that little ombre of color. And I liked using them together. Now, somewhere in my life, I've had to have worn a L'Oreal lipstick because it had the fragrance that is very familiar to me. But yeah, I just haven't bought one in probably over a decade. I haven't bought a L'Oreal lipstick. The color, I'm not like crazy about. It's okay. It's a very like orchid kind of color. It's pretty. It's okay. I don't think it's the best color on me, but I do like the formula, so I'd be interested to try some other colors. I think that this is going to be a no for me, this Colossal Bubble. If it's already this thick and sort of gloppy, and I went all the way around the rim of the stopper taking off, and I can't imagine what would have happened if I would not have done that. I would have had a real mess on my hand because it was already a real mess, and I had to take this little guy and take off a ton of that product or work it through. I didn't feel like this brush was allowing me to work through the product through my lashes. It just felt like they were getting clumpier and clumpier. And so using this little spoolie, I was able to distribute the product a little bit better. So I'll use it again, probably one more time, but I know that this is not the product for me. This is not the kind of formula that I personally like. And I don't know, I don't think that this is, I can't really recommend it right now. And lastly, we ended up taking off all these colors, these eyeshadow sticks that I got on Amazon. And that was quite a disaster. I can tell you that was quite a disaster because they never dried down and they started separating immediately when I was putting them in my eyes. And if I tried to use the brush, then it just wiped away the product. It was just like streaking and separating and wiping it away instead of blending it down. And yeah, so I will not be using these again. Well, I will use them one more time with, I don't think it's gonna make a difference, but I will use it with an eyeshadow primer. But no, that's gonna be a no for me. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this time with me. I really appreciate you sticking around and hanging out with me. I love to do these get ready with me's. I love trying new makeup. And I know those eyeshadow sticks didn't work for me, but I do appreciate your recommendations. I do look into your recommendations whenever you leave them for me. So if there's makeup that you think that I would like, if you've been watching some of my videos and you know the kind of products and formulas that I like, then leave them in the comments below and let me know what I should be checking out. Well, don't forget to give this a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and to hit that notification bell. That way you know right when I upload videos. And I'm gonna head out. I got a lot to do before we go to dinner tonight. And until next time, you know what? You're doing great.